Hello library friends, this is Miss Kristen here with another how to draw video for you. It's March, so in honor of March we are going to be drawing a St. Patty's Day gnome. For this drawing, it's a pretty easy peasy one. We're going to need a Sharpie. If you want to do the little printed Irish flag in the background like I have, you can get two colors, orange and green. And if you want to do sort of that abstracted printed style like me, you can get a little bit of water, a sponge, and a piece of foil. Now, if you just want to color your gnome after you're done drawing with me, that's totally cool. You definitely don't have to do this printed version of it, but I just think it's fun to mix it up every now and then, do something a little different. So, first things first, our paper is going to be going up and down. You can use big paper, small paper, but since this drawing is so simple, I thought half sheet would be just fine. So just over halfway in the middle of my paper, I'm going to draw a very gentle curve. This is the brim of our gnome's hat. And I'm going to draw a very wide U for the nose, right up on that. Lovely. And going up for our hat, we're going to curve up and in just a little bit. And here's where you can have fun with the top of your hat. Is it going to be really crazy and wibbly wobbly? Is it going to be a very gentle curve? Is it going to be just a nice cone? You can have fun with doing your hat however you want. I'm going to make mine kind of gentle and wibbly. Very tall, just making sure that it gets thinner and thinner as it goes up taller. Very slowly. So mine looks kind of wonky, but I kind of like things looking wonky. A little line here and then a little pom-pom for the end of his hat. Cool thing about gnomes is they definitely don't look realistic. They're very cartoony, very goofy, very fun. All right, now he's going to be holding a shamrock, so we're just going to draw his hands, which are very simple. We're just drawing 1, bloop, 2, burp, 3 little curves, just dropping down below the nose just a little bit. Same thing on the other side. 1, burp, 2, burp, 3 curves. These are his little fingers. Since it's cartoony tunes, we don't even have to do the right number of fingers. And a giant curve for the back of the hands. Lovely, super easy peasy, right? We got this. All right, right up here under the nose, we're going to do what looks like a squished down M or the top of a heart. And then curve down and in. Now, I haven't left a ton of space down here, so what I'm going to have to do is a little curve down here. Down here, and see how it kind of goes in a little bit? Ooh, I squished myself a little bit, but that's okay. And now for the bottom of my shamrock, see how this is the top of the shamrock? These are the sides. He's holding the sides of his shamrock. For the bottom part, I'm going to go down and curve in, kind of like a J. Then down and curve, not in, curve over. A little vertical right there to end the shamrock. Now, the rest of his body is really just going to be a giant beard. So kind of like the hat, you can go to town. I am going to end the beard about here, making sure I have plenty of space for the legs, but do you want really bushy? Do you want it to look like clouds, curvy lines? Do you want it smooth or wavy? It's totally up to you. I'm going to kind of do these downward spikes, kind of show it's fuzzy, but it's controlled. He's probably combed his hair sometime the past week or month or so. Here you go. And just making sure it gets a little narrow at the bottom. That way it looks a little bit like a beard, kind of how we've seen beards. But again, it's your gnome, so you decide. You might want to add a little line or two for texture, just to show that it is indeed hair. But you don't have to do that if you don't feel like it. And now for the feet, it's really just a curve down towards the bottom of the beard, because this is all we're going to see of his body. Line across, curve down on the same thing on the other side, line across. And since, excuse me, I'm not coloring very much, I'm going to color in most of his foot black just to make sure they pop out. Leaving a little bit of white for maybe he shined his shoes. Make it pop out a little bit. Oh, he looks so cute. Ugh. Now, if you want to put stripes on his hat, that might be cute. You want to put little shamrocks on. I'm just going to put circles for polka dots, like my other one, just for kicks. It's a very easy peasy pattern to add. onto anything to make it look more fun, more decorated, and doesn't have to be perfect. You do kind of want to make sure it covers most of the hat, because patterns are just repeated shapes or colors or lines over and over and over again. That's all a pattern is, something that's repeated over and over again. So it's nothing fancy schmancy, very simple drawing today. All right, now for actually coloring it, I'm going to be doing two things. First, with your parents' permission, if they're okay with it, I'm going to make sure my sponge is pretty wet with my water. It's pretty clean water. And I'm going to get my paper really wet. So I didn't squeeze my sponge out very much. My paper's pretty wet. And you don't want to have your paper wet for very long before you make your print on top. So I'm getting it nice and wet. I'm going to go kind of fast with the coloring. So, whew, man, I got real wet there. All right, now on my foil, you can do stripes, you can do zigzags, it's up to you. I'm just going to do basic stripes. Not too worried about it being perfect. Just kind of want to have that Irish spirit for Happy St. Patty's Day for everybody. And orange and green are the colors of the Irish flag, and it is an Irish-based holiday, even though we celebrate it here in America. All right, so I'm pressing it down onto the wet paper, smudging it in with my fingers a little bit, and peeling it back. Ta-da! That turned out pretty good. I kind of messed up a little bit on the side, but I like him. I think he looks super cute, very Irish, very happy for St. Patty's Day. So hope you guys have a wonderful March. Happy St. Patty's Day. Happy Women's History Month. And don't forget to be awesome. And goodbye.